In an age defined by relentless change, pervasive uncertainty, and an often overwhelming deluge of information, a silent epidemic has taken root. It manifests as the gnawing anxiety that whispers doubts in the quiet hours, the insidious self-doubt that paralyzes potential, and the crippling inferiority complex that convinces us we are simply not enough. We live in a world that frequently amplifies our fears, celebrates our imperfections, and often leaves us feeling adrift in a sea of external pressures. The headlines scream of crises, social media parades curated perfections, and the relentless pace of modern life can leave even the most resilient among us feeling depleted and defeated. But what if the true battleground isn't the external world, but the landscape of our own minds? What if the real adversaries are not the circumstances we face, but our internal, often unconscious reactions to them? For decades, we have been told that our struggles are a direct consequence of our environment, our genetics, or our past. Yet, a profound and liberating truth, championed by one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, Norman Vincent Peale, offers a radically different perspective. Peale's foundational thesis, a beacon of hope for millions, asserts that external circumstances do not defeat us. Our mental reaction to them does. It is not the problem itself that overwhelms us, but the way we think about the problem. It is not the challenge that breaks us, but the belief that we cannot overcome it. This masterclass is an invitation to transcend these limitations, to reclaim agency over your inner world, and to unlock a reservoir of strength you may not even realize you possess. Peale's genius lay in his ability to forge a powerful, functional system for living by blending practical psychology with spiritual faith. He understood that the human spirit, when aligned with positive thought and unwavering belief, possesses an almost miraculous capacity for resilience, achievement, and profound inner peace. This isn't about naive optimism or ignoring reality. It's about cultivating a robust mental and spiritual framework that allows you to navigate life's inevitable storms not just intact, but stronger, wiser, and more effective than ever before. Having laid the groundwork, we now delve into the practical modules. Module 1. Believe in yourself, the foundation of all achievement. This isn't merely a platitude. It is the absolute prerequisite for any meaningful success or lasting happiness. Without a humble yet unwavering confidence in your own abilities, you are perpetually hampered, your potential stifled by the insidious malady of the inferiority complex. Peale asserts that a profound sense of inadequacy interferes with the attainment of your deepest hopes, whereas sound self-confidence is the direct conduit to self-realization and triumphant achievement. The psychological mechanism at play here is the direct confrontation and dismantling of the inferiority complex. The mental shift required is to move from a self-perception of weakness to one of inherent strength and divine potential. The step-by-step formula Peale offers is elegantly simple. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Philippians 4 verse 13. Peale instructed individuals to repeat this phrase multiple times daily. The power lies in the consistent, faith-filled repetition, allowing the affirmation to permeate the subconscious and overwrite old patterns of self-doubt. A detailed case study from Peale's own experience vividly illustrates this principle. He recounts an encounter with a defeated businessman who was consumed by self-doubt on the eve of the most crucial business deal of his life. Peale offered him the simple affirmation, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. The businessman followed the prescription and successfully navigated the negotiation. His personality transformed from one that repelled success to one that actively drew it, demonstrating that a fundamental belief in oneself is the indispensable first step. Module 2. A peaceful mind generates power, the serenity within. True strength does not arise from agitation, but from a deep wellspring of inner peace. A mind cluttered with worry, fear, and resentment is a mind drained of its vital energy. Conversely, a tranquil mind is a dynamic power center. The psychological mechanism at the heart of this module is the practice of mind emptying. This is the deliberate and systematic expulsion of negative, anxious thoughts. Just as you would clear a room to make space for something valuable, you must clear your mind to make room for peace and power. The step-by-step formula involves several practical techniques. Peale advocated for the visualization of a peaceful scene, a serene landscape or a quiet room, and the repetition of peaceful words like serenity or calm. These act as mental anchors, guiding the mind towards a state of quietude. A detailed case study highlights this transformation. A high-pressure executive on the verge of a nervous breakdown was prescribed the mind-emptying technique. He was instructed to dedicate time each day to consciously empty his mind of all worries and fill the void with thoughts of peace. Over several weeks, this led to improved sleep, reduced stress, and a remarkable resurgence of energy and clarity. Module 3. Try Prayer Power, Tapping into Infinite Resources. Peale firmly believed that prayer is not a passive plea, but a dynamic, potent force, a practical method for discharging tension and receiving an influx of divine power. When human effort is combined with spiritual faith, the possibilities become limitless. The psychological mechanism is the profound impact of surrender and connection. Prayer is a means of releasing the burden of worry, acknowledging that some problems are beyond our immediate human capacity. This act of surrender paradoxically empowers us by freeing the mind from obsessive rumination. The step-by-step formula Peale articulated is the prayerize, picturize, actualize method. First, prayerize. Place your problem into the hands of a higher power. Second, picturize. Form a vivid mental picture of the successful outcome. Third, actualize. Act as if the prayer is already being answered, taking practical steps towards the visualized goal. A detailed case study involves a successful businessman who faced an intractable organizational crisis. He applied the prayerize, picturize, actualize method. By releasing his anxieties and picturizing a harmonious team and a thriving company, he found himself making decisions with newfound confidence. The crisis was averted, and the company emerged stronger, demonstrating that prayer is a powerful first step in overcoming any challenge. Module 4. Expect the best and get it, the law of expectation. Peale posits that what you expect in your heart, you tend to get in your life. Our expectations act as powerful magnets, drawing experiences into our reality that align with our deepest beliefs. If you consistently expect success, you activate inner resources that lead to its realization. The psychological mechanism is the law of expectation. Our subconscious mind works tirelessly to fulfill the dominant thoughts we feed it. This mental shift demands a conscious effort to replace "I can't" with the empowering declaration, "I can." The step-by-step formula involves a deliberate practice of affirmations of success. Peale advocated for daily repetition of phrases that affirm your capacity for achievement. Coupled with visualizing the desired outcome with strong emotional conviction, this gradually rewires the subconscious. A detailed case study illustrates this power. A man failing in his career was perpetually plagued by a sense of impending doom. Peale worked with him to change his law of expectation. The man began each day by affirming his capabilities and visualizing successful interactions. Gradually, his demeanor became more confident, and he began to attract opportunities he previously would have missed. His journey from chronic failure to remarkable success proved that by expecting the best, we create the conditions for the best to manifest. Module 5. How to break the worry habit, conquering the mental menace. Worry is not an inevitable byproduct of existence, but a learned, destructive habit that can be unlearned. It is a thief of energy and a paralyzer of action. The psychological mechanism is the understanding that worry is a learned behavior. The neural pathways associated with anxious thought patterns can be rewired. The most effective way to eliminate worry is to actively fill the mind with its antithesis: faith, hope, and positive expectation. The step-by-step formula involves emptying the mind before sleep. Review the day, release anxieties, and metaphorically sweep them out. Then, fill the mind with faith thoughts, positive affirmations, or inspiring passages that instill peace and confidence. A detailed case study vividly illustrates this. A woman whose health was failing due to chronic worry turned to Peale. He taught her the mind-emptying technique and encouraged her to use specific affirmations like, "God is taking care of everything." With persistent practice, her sleep improved, her physical symptoms receded, and a sense of calm replaced her chronic anxiety. She learned that freedom from worry is a discipline that can be mastered. Module 6. How to use faith in healing the mind-body connection. Our mental and spiritual states have a direct and powerful impact on our bodily well-being. Faith, when consciously applied, can become a potent force in the healing process. The psychological mechanism is the thought-health connection. Destructive thought patterns like anger and resentment create physiological stress responses that can literally poison the body. Conversely, a mind filled with peace and faith acts as a powerful healing agent. The step-by-step formula involves rhythmic texts and spiritual affirmations designed to lower emotional blood pressure. Examples include, "God is my health, I am strong." Visualizing oneself as already healed and whole further counteracts the effects of negative emotions. A detailed case study involves an ill patient whose recovery was significantly impeded by her mental state. She began a daily regimen of repeating affirmations of health and visualizing herself vibrant. Gradually, a remarkable shift occurred. Her mood improved, her energy rose, and her physical symptoms began to recede more rapidly, demonstrating that faith can unlock the body's innate healing intelligence. As we draw our exploration to a close, we must synthesize these principles. Norman Vincent Peale illuminated the critical link between our inner world and our physical vitality. Chronic anger and worry are emotional poisons that physically erode our health. Conversely, a peaceful mind acts as a healing agent. By consciously managing our thoughts, we actively participate in our own healing. Finally, Peale empowers us to view life's challenges as opportunities for growth. Every setback carries the seed of an equal advantage. The resilient individual does not shrink from adversity. They lean into it, extracting lessons and forging character. This advanced resilience is born from the belief that with faith and a positive mental attitude, there is no problem that cannot be overcome. Norman Vincent Peale's The Power of Positive Thinking is a timeless manual for living a life of purpose, peace, and power. By embracing these principles, you are stepping into a dynamic system for living that has transformed millions of lives. Embrace the power of your own mind, align it with faith, and watch as your life unfolds into a tapestry of remarkable achievement and profound fulfillment. The power is yours. Use it wisely. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey.